Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Today we are working in our safari zoo. I don't really have like a solid name for it other than Safari Zoo. um, it's the one where we're working in the grasslands and we're making the African safari essentially, and we're using the safari jeep and we're going through the different exhibits. So this is the African wild dog habitat. I thought it would be kind of cool to give them, they're little enough. I thought that it would be okay to let the Jeep drive over the top of it and give them like the underpass thing. And then while I was building, I was like, I wonder if like the underpass could realistically count as their shelter. So I do put their bedding in and check, and it does work out to be their shelter. So that was really cool. And I did end up checking and seeing, and they don't need like a swimmable space, but I ended up giving them a little bit of water anyway. Just we had given everybody else some water, and the mixed exhibit has this huge waterfall feature, and then even the elephants ended up with a waterfall and river type thing in their habitat. So I was like, well, I'll give them a little bit of water. Like, it makes sense to have just a little bit, nothing crazy. And I kind of already assumed like they're gonna need some short grass. Nobody likes the long grass. So I give them a bunch of their different stuff. And I was curious to see how these guys really behaved and acted in the world. I haven't really seen them at all. I haven't really had their animations or anything yet, so I was excited to see, what they needed and how they would interact with the world. I think that's been one of my favorite things with building all these different animal habitats, is seeing how they interact with each other in, the first exhibit, or, going through and seeing how they interact with the environment. That's such a cool aspect of it, where they can swim and they can, interact with each other and play, and that's such a cool thing to have as part of this. So I was excited to get the African wild dogs in to their habitat and see how they would utilize it. And I did do, the decorations, and it all looks very similar. It all looks very repetitive, but realistically, there's only so many different types of foliage we have, right? And it's supposed to be like a grassland, a safari essentially, so I didn't want to go super crazy with the trees, especially throughout the entire thing. And so sinking the one candelabra type of tree down into the ground kind of makes a nice a difference in there. And my biggest concern honestly with doing all of this was, were the Jeeps more stressful or less stressful for the animals? And so far it doesn't seem to be that stressful at all, but there are only 7 Jeeps, I believe. I was so excited to see that he was swimming. Like, that made my day to see that the wild dogs swam, and then they all just jumped in the water and they're having fun, and I was like, yay. So that's really it for the habitat. Like, I really didn't do much past that. I do plan on, going back through and making it a little prettier, a little better, but I just, for now, I just had built the structure of it, and I wanted to get the dogs in there and playing, and before I really went crazy and decorated it as much as I could. And then at the very end of this video, I have included, as long as it works, a video of what it looks like from the actual Jeep. I thought that was a really cool thing that we could, actually sit and see what the guests would see. I really did enjoy that, and you can kind of flip through the different seats on the different Jeeps and see what each one was. So I like to start right at the beginning and go through and see. It's coming together really nicely. Like there's definitely more, especially with like sight lines and stuff I need to work on. You can still see the mountains in the background, which isn't too bad, but a little odd. And you can see how like those trees, the baobab trees, are all kind of like in a line right there. So I just have to go through and kind of pretty it better and not make it as structured and not make it, I don't want it to look so zooey. I want it to look a little bit more natural in places. So I definitely think more trees, more rocks are going to be high on the list of things to add. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye guys.